Welcome you all to yet another session on forest resources. This time, we will try to see the impact of mining and dam building on the environment. Minerals like iron, aluminium, gold, uranium, etc. have multiple uses. Minerals are extracted from their ores. Extraction of minerals from ores is called mining. Let us see what all health hazards are associated with mining. In all underground mines, roof falls, flooding and inadequate ventilation are the greatest hazards. In olden days, miners used to send canneries to the deep mines to check for the presence of poisonous gases. If the canneries come back alive, it was presumed there are no poisonous gases. Then the miners are safe to go deep into the mines. Large explosions have occurred in coal mines, killing many workers. Dust produced during mining operations cause damage to the lungs. Fumes generated by incomplete dynamite explosions are extremely poisonous. Methane gas released during coal mining is hazardous to health. Methane is also a greenhouse gas which tends to warm up the earth's surface. Radiation is a major hazard in uranium mines. There is a big mica belt spread across few districts in Jharkhand and Bihar. Child labor is rampant in such places. India occupies third position in the world in the field of coal production. There are more than 800 coal mines in India. The major coal fields of India are located in West Bengal, Bihar and Orissa. There are no official records, but locals vouch that hundreds have died in illegal mining mishaps only to have their families threatened into silence by the coal mafia. Also, there is a problem of illegal mining which results in tragedies like landslides. When coal was nationalized in 1973, the government took over the assets but not its liabilities. Mining protocol demands underground cavities be filled with sand, but dungeons even from the British era remain unfilled. A lot of chemicals are added to the soil to get the minerals extracted. Such treatments degrade the soil and destroys all its fertility. The net effect is that the soil cannot be used to grow crops even after the miners abandon the area. When giant multinational companies take up mining in vast forest areas, all the native forest dwellers like the tribals will be displaced. Most often, governments fail to rehabilitate them. Their habitat, culture and the livelihood of these people are lost forever. Next, let us see the effect of dam building on the environment. When there is increase in population, the demands of the people have to be met. Timber extraction, mining and dam building are the essential needs of a developing country. If timber is over-harvested, the ecological functions of the forest are lost. In most of the places where dams are built, thousands of villagers have been displaced. How far and to what extent they have got compensation for the loss of their homes, livelihood, etc., the question needs to be pondered upon. Let us take the example of a hydroelectric project. I hope you all would have heard about the Terry Dam. It's the tallest dam in India and one of the tallest in the world also. It's located on the Bhagirathi river in Uttarakhand. When the dam construction was initiated, there were objections from many environmental organizations and the local people of the region. One of the concerns included the location of such a large dam in the fragile ecosystem of the Himalayan foothills. Scientists argued that such a major construction would definitely affect the microclimate and the biodiversity in that region. Also, the dam was located in an earthquake-prone zone. In fact, in 1991, there was an earthquake of 6.8 magnitude in the Richter scale. The epicenter was just about 50 kilometers away from the dam. Those who are in favor of the dam argue that the dam is designed to withstand an earthquake up to 8.4 magnitude. But if an earthquake of higher magnitude occurs, it could be catastrophic. It will result in the breakage of the dam. The resulting huge volume of water will submerge numerous villages and towns located downstream. The number of people affected by this could be as high as 5 lakhs or even more. People of India shudder even today when they think about the Uttarakhand floods of 2013. It is purely the result of unsustained and unscientific developmental activities in the Himalayan terrain. One could see the fury of nature and the sheer force of the huge volume of water which engulfed the entire valley by way of flash floods. Buildings and vehicles seemed to be like small matchboxes floating in the rainwater. The damage caused to the state was immeasurable. Let's try to take a list of the negative impact of dams. Number 1. In flat basins, large dams can cause flooding of thousands of hectares of land, destroying animals and their habitats. More than 4 lakh square kilometers of land worldwide has been submerged due to the construction of dams. Number 2. People have to be displaced, causing change in lifestyle. About 40 to 80 million people have been displaced physically worldwide for this cause. Large amounts of trees and small plants are submerged underwater. They tend to decay in the absence of oxygen. This process generates greenhouse gases like methane. The migratory pattern of fishes like salmon and trout are affected. Dams also restrict sediments that are responsible for the fertile lands downstream. The farmers have to use more and more chemical fertilizers to compensate for this loss in fertility. Large dams are breeding grounds for mosquitoes and cause the spread of many diseases. Dams serve as heat sink, and the water is hotter than the normal river water. This warm water, when released, can affect the aquatic life downstream of the river. Dams occasionally break, causing catastrophic damage to the communities downstream. Dams break due to engineering errors, attacks, or natural disasters. The greatest dam break disaster happened in China in 1975. It killed about 2 lakh people, more than that caused by any other dam failure in history. Though there were some engineering failures in the construction of the dam, the immediate trigger for this mishap was Typhoon Nina, followed by very severe rainfall, to the tune of 1000 millimeter in just 24 hours on August 8, 1975. You can compare it when you learn that the annual maximum rainfall was only 800 millimeter normally. Communications to the dam was largely lost due to wire failures. The sluice gates were not able to handle the overflow of water. As a result, 700 million cubic meters of water were released in just 6 hours. The resulting floodwaters caused a huge wave 10 kilometers wide and 3 to 7 meters high. The water rushed to the plains below at nearly 50 kilometers per hour, almost wiping out an area 55 kilometers long and 15 kilometers wide. It even created some temporary lakes as large as 12,000 square kilometers. One can imagine how devastating it was. Hope all of you would have heard about the Narmada Bachao Andolan or NBA. It's a social movement consisting of tribals or the Adivasis, farmers, environmentalists and human rights activists. The protest was against a number of large dams being built across the Narmada river. The river flows through the states of Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra. The agitation was done because the Sardar Sarovar Dam, when fully constructed, would displace millions of people and the government had no proper rehabilitation plans. Also, there were no proper clearances from the Ministry of Environment. Many prominent leaders participated in this, with its leading spokespersons being Medha Patkar and Baba Amte. The other supporters included the Booker Prize winner Arundhati Roy and the Bollywood actor Amir Khan. The movement received the Right Livelihood Award in 1991. Many documentaries and films were made on the basis of this. One such film was Drowned Out. It was directed by Franny Armstrong. It follows the villagers of Jalsindhi, a place in central India, through hunger strikes, rallies, police brutality and a 6-year Supreme Court case. The natives had only 3 choices: move to the slums in the city, relocate to a barren resettlement site with no drinking water, or stay at home and drown. The people of Jalsindhi must make a decision fast. In the next few weeks, their village will disappear underwater as a giant Narmada dam fills. There were so many questions. Will the water go to the poor farmers or to the rich industrialists? What happened to the 16 million people displaced by 50 years of dam building? Drowned Out is a story of one family's stand against destruction of their land, home and culture. In 1994 was the launch of Narmada, A Valley Rises by the filmmaker Ali Kazimi. It documents the 5-week Sangharsh Yatra of 1991 as a protest against the construction of the Sardar Sarovar Dam. The film went on to win several awards and is considered by many to be a classic on this issue. Having seen all this, we should try to figure out a strategy for sustainable development. Unfortunately, forests are located in areas where there are rich mineral resources. Forests also cover the steep embankments of river valleys, which are ideal for hydel and irrigation projects. For all these reasons, forest areas tend to be destroyed on a mass scale. So the take-home message is, we should think twice before starting development projects in such fragile ecosystems and forest areas. What needs to be understood is that long-term ecological gains cannot be sacrificed for short-term economic gains. This has to be kept in mind when governments make policy decisions and development projects. It's all the more important since sustainability is a very key issue, especially in the coming years. With that note, let me sign off for the day. Until we meet again, goodbye.